Welcome to Heart's Vision. This is our newsletter. May 2020.
The entire world is gripped by corona. There is no going around it in our daily lives. Even more, it is controlling our lives. In Uganda, there are relatively little confirmed cases. In Uganda as well, schools are closed. All around the world, incomes are declining and people are struggling financially. Our foundation is heading for difficult times too. We have decided to move the children to the piece of land which we bought a few years ago 40 kilometers outside of Kampala, for safety reasons. Currently, there is a lot of violence in some areas Kampala and the infection rate is higher. The transition to the countryside has its benefits. We can grow our own food. It reduces our monthly costs. And the children are less tempted to fall back to life on the street. Financially too, the move to the countryside has its benefits. The emergency building, which we had already built as a chicken house, is now converted into a sleeping area. We are currently working on washing and sanitary facilities, as well as building up a supply of food. When the schools will open again, all the children will attend a boarding school. During the holidays they will visit family, as far as possible, or stay at the Heart's Vision Educational Center. In Uganda, there are new rules regarding children housing. Orphanages have to make way and a bigger emphasis is put on a family setting. A development we endorse. Not all is negative. Just before Corona changed the world, the Global Goals World Cup was held. This is an initiative by IR Soccer. From Denmark. Based on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. 35 teams from all over Uganda, Kenya and Tanzania came together to participate in this tournament and battle for the 17 global goals, which is a list of important issues by the United Nations. The teams consisted of 5 to 8 players and played multiple matches of 6 minutes. The winning team was not the team that just played the best. Creative activism played an important part. So, dressed in school uniforms, complete with bow ties and backpacks, we entered the field. Our uniforms were made by a former street girl who recently completed her tailoring education through Heart's Vision. Our accessories were giant pencils made of drain pipes with the message, "In school, not on street." Heart's Vision won the Global Goals World Cup. Depending on the international situation, Heart's Vision will represent East Africa during the World Final in New York mid-September 2020. We need your urgent help. Because of the changing circumstances, the situation is very challenging for Lennox at the moment. Bonnie, her husband, is at the before-mentioned land with the Heart's Vision children, while Lennox is staying with their own children in Kampala. This situation arose because during the move the government announced a travel ban for all public and private vehicles. We would like to ask you for your help during this situation. Click on the link below the video if you would like to donate. We highly appreciate your contribution. Self-sustainability. We want to raise our self-sustainability, so we will be less dependent on changing circumstances. For this reason, we have started the following projects. Osmosis pump. Recently, we received a gift that enabled us to acquire an osmosis pump. With this pump it is possible to create drinking water from contaminated water through osmosis. On our piece of land outside town we have drilled a borehole. Now we have our own independent water source. We want to connect a 20,000-liter reservoir to this osmosis pump, so the local population can profit from our water too. The costs for this reservoir including installation is €3,500. Biogas installation. It is our intention to create a biogas installation on the toilets which are under construction now. This way we can cook on our own gas, instead of wood, which will increase our self-sustainability and spare the environment. The costs for installing the biogas installation and modifying the washing and sanitation facilities will be around €4,000. 100 chickens. Unfortunately, almost all of our chickens died last month. The chickens had an infection, which is cured now. We want to buy 100 chicken to provide for our own need for eggs and meat, as well as being able to sell eggs. A chicken costs €3 each. Building a chicken house costs around €2,500. This will be €2,800 including the chickens. Would you like to help us? 2 motorcycles. To reduce transportation costs and being independent of external transport, we would like to buy 2 motorcycles for Bonnie and Lennox. The costs of motorcycles have increased dramatically since the motorcycles and bicycles are the only means of transport allowed during the corona lockdown. Vegetable garden. We are currently working on developing the land and cultivate a large vegetable garden. Total costs are €2,500. Due to construction at the site at the moment. This will be realized in 2021. A fence for the goats. We have some goats on the land. To make sure they do not wander, destroy property, or get stolen, we need to fence off a piece of land to keep the goats in. The estimated costs are €1,200. Our finished projects. 1. Installing electricity on the land and extend it to the buildings on the other side of the 2 hectares land. 2. Fabricating wooden shutters for the temporary dormitory. 3. Drilling a bore hole. Fixed and running costs. We would like to get into contact with individuals or organizations who want to support us long-term for our fixed and running costs, such as school tuition, food, clothing, etc. Gratitude. We would like to express our gratitude to everyone for the support we have received in recent times during this difficult period, both financially and the nice and encouraging messages we have received. Special thanks to Wings for Support and Wild Geese Foundation. Introduction and Corona.